Service, honor, and justice. This is one of the things we can see on the badge of the Philippine National Police. It adds distinct ideals for the officers to enhance community acceptance and support to attain its mission of peacekeeping and law enforcement. The PNP abides to their mission, which is that they shall enforce the law, prevent and control crimes, maintain peace and order, and ensure public safety and internal security with the active support of the community. And one of its services is forensic science in their crime laboratory, which is now called the PNP Forensic Group. Now, why is forensic science so important? Because it aids in establishing the guilt or innocence of potential suspects. Forensic evidence is also useful for linking crimes, which establishes the pattern of crimes and also narrows the number of probable suspects. Forensic science helps law enforcement officials solve crimes through the collection, preservation, and analysis of evidence. According to Maria Corazon de Ungria, presently the Philippines has four laboratories that have the capability to do forensic DNA work. These are the DNA Analysis Laboratory at the Natural Science Research Institute in University of the Philippines, Diliman, the Philippine National Police Crime Laboratory, now PNP Forensic Group, the St. Luke's Medical Center, and the National Bureau of Investigation Crime Laboratory. Based on J. Sigel, crime labs face a number of controversial issues. Some of those are due to increasing complexity of evidence and the greater demands put on labs. Others are due to the increased use of scientific evidence in courts and thus more scrutiny being placed upon labs and more demand for analysis. Paul Gianelli then said that the main problem of the project faces is that the forensic profession lacks a truly scientific culture, one with sufficient written protocols and an empirical basis for the most basic procedures, which then results in an environment in which misconduct can easily thrive. The proposed redevelopment of the PNP Forensic Group laboratory by advancing productivity through user-centric design aims to complement and strengthen procedures and process to ensure accuracy and productivity, to be as transparent as possible through the design, its users, and the workflow of the organization while applying architecture to an integrated space, giving the users a facility where their productivity can be enhanced and can still perform the procedures by the book correctly. With that, the transparency is the project's concept. Transparency of an individual practitioner or a laboratory can give the impression of functioning in a way that outsiders, which are the customers and the beneficiaries, can observe any actions that were executed during operations or in any specific case analysis. If a forensic laboratory pursued to improve its repute for accountability, trustworthiness, and accuracy with the people, its major requirement would be preserving transparency. And here is an example of a rendered autopsy laboratory with the observation room beside it. As the word implies, lab needs to provide visibility into the methodologies they use to collect, analyze, preserve, and interpret evidence that is presented as part of expert testimony in civil and criminal court cases. Having transparent action for forensic laboratories allow creating awareness and building trust with the community like the PNP's mission. It is part that it is a part that not only do they need to be open about their use of equipment and testing procedures. Next we have here is the site analysis. Taking the monsoons to consideration, the proponents set the MRF at the back of the site. From that, applying the form concept by analyzing the site and its current building. The form concept is the X chromosome found in a DNA. In a DNA structure, we can see things about a person. It is like the people are seen and are transparent under the microscope. The proponents studied the structure of the X chromosome and tried to conceptualize with it, separating the zones of the proposed laboratory with green as the public, yellow as the semi-private, and red as for the private areas, with the MRF as the gray one, and putting links in between for axes between the spaces, taking half of the X and subtracting the volume from the building to incline to its form concept, and determining the access points as well for the public, private, and service area, polishing the spaces within the building, and now we have our structure. In zoning, we put the laboratories at the second and the third floor, while the admin offices is at the top. And on the next slides, we have the site development plan and floor plan and section. The next slide shows the macro of the site. Then we have our current structure with the three buildings. And we have our pins where the relocation of the spaces will take place. Here are the perspectives of the project. And this is Dangal, a redevelopment of the PNP Forensic Group by advancing productivity through center or user-centric design.